Chopin's Nocturne in F-flat major is often labeled as easy, a piece for students, something lyrical and light, perhaps even simple. But if you ever tried playing it, you know it's not. The left hand refuses to flow, the melody doesn't quite sync, the passage work feels heavier than it should. Magical pianissimo at the end, often lost. The truth is, this nocturne is delicate and deeply demanding. There are good news. With nearly 30 years of stage experience as a performing pianist and over 15 years of teaching, I've developed clear strategies to make this piece not only playable but truly expressive. These are the same methods I use myself while preparing, for example, this recording, and the same tools that help my students bring this music to life. In this masterclass, I walk you through them step by step.
And if you are new here, my name is Veronika Pronko. I am a professional concert pianist and teacher based in Vienna. What truly drives me is to find methods that actually work. I love to practice with purpose, not just repeating things, but achieving clear, real results. And I love share those strategies with others. In this video, I will share specific techniques which will bring this nocturne to life. They work together and strengthen each other. And at the end of this video, I will share insight that completely changed the way I approach practicing, and through that, how I perform. It's about what truly separates an amateur from a professional, and why we can often hear the difference immediately, even if we can't explain it. If that speaks to you, please subscribe. I publish new videos every week with practical tools and deep musical insight. If this video helps you, a like would mean a lot. It truly supports what I do here. Alright, let's dive in and make this nocturne better together. This is number one mistake in this nocturne, and it starts with your left hand. The left hand is the foundation. It shapes the flow, sets the tempo, and supports the melody. For many pianists, beginners, and even advanced, the left hand sounds too tense. The chords are hard to play because they fall on the second and the third note of the triplet. And bass is far away from chords, which makes it even harder. Usually, it will sound like this. Instead of there is a great way to practice these chords by first using more muscle to build the control. So later you can play them softly with ease. Let me show you how it works. You have to play staccato, but this staccato is very specific. You have to play quite hard and pay attention that all the chord notes are sounding all together. So not like this, but together. Forte. And you see my tempo by this work is quite slow. If I play this too fast, it won't work. I'll lose control and the whole point is gone, so I have to be quite slow. The second reason to practice slowly is muscle control. If your hand starts to tense up, stop, release it and reset. Reset like I'm showing now. You can shake your hand. Never push through the tension. It can cause real problems. Once you go through the whole left hand like this, two things happened. You really learn the harmony and you train the motor control. That gives you way more freedom later, even at pianissimo. You can also break down first page, then something else, then the second page, so your hand doesn't get tired. To make the bass feel solid, you can practice jumping from the bass note straight to the full chord. So you play not like this, but you play it together, together, together. Then the next one. And you can also practice backwards. So jump from here to the bass, from here to the bass. Even after just one round of these two exercises, you will feel much more control in your left hand and in the whole nocturne. Because the left hand leads everything. As Chopin said, it's the conductor of the entire piece. If you're watching this and thinking, I understand the ideas, but I am still struggling to apply them, I can totally understand you. In my private sessions, I help pianists gain real control over the technical side of their playing. Together we identify exactly what's holding you back, and I give you targeted professional strategies that bring fast, clear results. And it's not about repeating the same passages endlessly. It's about knowing what to focus on and how to work efficiently. If you've been feeling stuck, or you just finally want to feel that your hands, your sound and your musical intentions are working together, this might be exactly what you need. There is a link in the description if you would like to explore that. I'd be happy to work with you. If your melody doesn't sing, this nocturne won't move anyone. Great sound is not optional in Chopin, it's everything. Now I show you a simple way to work on your sound, and it won't just help this nocturne, it can transform your whole tone. You'll get that golden sound like the great pianists had. For example, Gilels. At first, your hand should be completely relaxed. You have to have a feeling like the water drops from your shoulder to the tips of your fingers. You have to do it with your full attention. Do it slowly, please. Slowly make your hands to the keyboard and then land on one key. Press one key with your fingertip. Make sure that your wrist is not positioned up like this or down like this. So it should be something like that. And your knuckles should be rounded. It should be at the end round shape. You can also help your right hand and support it with the left one like so. So put all your weight here. And then you will suddenly understand the whole point of the beautiful sound. Sound comes from the weight. Your whole arm should be relaxed, but your knuckles and your muscles here should work. It should be like this or like that. Make again. Then you can, for example, try to transfer the weight. So it's like you're standing on the left foot and then you're transferring your whole weight to the right foot. Left, right. Left, right, left, right. But instead of 2 feet, you have 5 now. So you always have to transfer your whole weight of your whole arm to the key which you are playing, and also pay attention of your knuckles. The second key to beautiful tone is of course phrasing, and here the score gives us hints like lines and marking. For example, the first phrase clearly leads us to F. We need to show that with a small crescendo to the F. Ta-ri-ra. And diminuendo after. It's all about weight basically, less for piano dynamics and more for forte. So we gently release the hand as we go when we play forte. And more weight and less. If you see, my wrist here helps me as well. Down, up. This is possible when we have such ligas like that, small ones. We work it with the children like sit down, stand up. So working with the hand weight is one of the most important things on piano sound. Of course, it takes time rebuilding your fine motor control. It doesn't happen overnight, but trust me, it's worth it. If you spend even 5 minutes a day on this, just pressing the keys with mindful weight transfer, you'll soon notice your sound becoming rounder and more beautiful. This is where you hear the difference between amateur and professional. The fast notes. A great way to practice this passage is to imagine you're playing them in a tiny thread. So every note is close, really close. Like there is no space at the keyboard. You have to imagine that the keyboard is like that. So you are not allowed to press here or to press here. It's very focused, detailed work, a bit like knitting, I think. Every stitch has to be the same. Every bead on the thread just as precise. As soon as you start practicing this way, you will notice that your wrist make this strange little movements somehow, because it naturally reflects to what your fingers are doing, right? But there is also a bigger line, and we need to combine this perlé technique, like trading each little bead, with the overall moving of the wrist. Your wrist should actually go like ti-da-di-da-di-da, do-da-di-da-di-da-da-da. This is the one movement of the wrist. It shouldn't make something like that. It should make do-do-do-do-do-do-do here. It's like painting a long, elegant flourish with the brush. If you would just wave the brush back and forth, the line won't be smooth or beautiful. The same with your wrist. You have to practice it as well. Instead of. Now let's talk about trills, because they too can reveal an unpolished sound. A good way to practice them is by shifting the weight from one note to the other. So the weight should be on F and then on G. F and G. Very slowly and mindfully at first. Then increasing tempo and making this movement smaller and smaller. So by practicing this passage carefully, you'll create a cleaner, more refined impression. And let this nocturne truly shine. Rubato is not a free time, it's a secret language. The most important things to focus on in Chopin is markings in the score. And here there are quite a few. Let's take a look. So firstly we see the tempo is andante. This is quite important. Second thing, we see quite often this mark, tempo primo. It means that we have to go to the first temp here, 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 and for example at the end. Before tempo primo usually stands ritardando or rallentando, rallentando, tempo primo, rallentando, smorzando, tempo primo. So before this tact we should go a bit larger. So our tempo primo would be here. Tam pa pim pam pam pim pam pam pim pam pam pim. Larger. Ti pa pa pi ra ri in tempo prima. Why was I speaking or even singing a little on each note when I showed you the rallentando and return to tempo? The answer is simple. I don't like using a metronome. It often leads to mechanical playing, especially in Chopin. That's just unforgivable. So here I try to be my own metronome, filling the main tempo and then gently stretching it. In the beginning, it's okay to play a bit more mechanically, just to understand where your tempo is and how it shifts. And of course, you can also train such things. For example, here, tempo. So by working with tempo markings, your nocturne gives the right kind of freedom. On rallentando, we borrow time, and on tempo primo, we give it back. The overall flow stays intact and the structure makes sense, because if we just kept slowing down without returning to the original tempo, by the end we'd have a Roman ruin instead of beautiful nocturne. So yes, this nocturne is often underestimated. But if you've watched this so far, you already know that it asks for so much more. The good news is, when you understand how to approach it step by step, the right techniques, it becomes not just playful, but powerful. And now, as promised, I want to leave you with the insight that completely changed the way I practice. It's about what truly separates an amateur to a professional. When I was a student at the conservatory, there were many pianists which studied with me, but they had an amateur approach. And as I started to work with adults to help them grow, I saw many hobby pianists which had a professional approach. The difference comes with attitude to practice sessions and to your performing. Professionals are not seeking for pleasure in their practice routine. They are just working. This thought, when I had it, it completely changed my life, because I understood finally that the piano and art for me means that this is my work and that I just have to do it well, no matter what I feel. In the other side, amateurs are always thinking of magical tricks, tips, and things that will just make life easier. If this video resonated to you, subscribe. I'm preparing more in-depth tutorials with transformative techniques that can reshape the way you play piano. And if you found this helpful, please give it a like. It really helps support the channel and lets me know the content matters for you. Thank you for spending time with me. I truly appreciate your attention, your trust, and your love for music. See you soon.